Hello, everyone. Um, I interviewed a licensed professional counselor and I asked them many questions, but I picked the three that I found were most important that I wanted to share with you. And the first question was, what is your primary theoretical orientation and how does it inform your work with your clients? And the answer was that she viewed herself as very eclectic, that she tries to take the best parts from several different theories, and I think that's important. She mostly blends cognitive behavioral therapy, person-centered therapy, and mindfulness-based cognitive therapy. She stressed the importance of the client-counselor relationship and how it must be built on empathy and unconditional positive regard. I read an article in the National Library of Medicine by Lucy Yao, and she said that unconditional positive regard establishes a foundation of trust and safety, promoting client growth, resilience, and engagement in therapy. So I agree that it's extremely important. The second question that I asked in my interview was, describe a time where you had to manage a crisis situation and what steps did you take? And she said that, of course, the safety for client is always her top priority, and that she had to conduct a thorough lethality assessment. She had to ask specific questions like if the client had a plan, if the client had the means, and if the client had the intent of hurting themselves. She wanted to determine how high of a risk that they were in harming themselves. She had to, in this case, implement her safety protocol, which meant that she asked her client if she could contact the client's emergency contact person, and then she did contact them and had them take the client to the emergency department. And of course, she contacted her supervisor and documented everything very thoroughly. The third question was, how do you ensure you're providing culturally competent and sensitive care of diverse populations? And she said she starts with self-reflection to make sure she doesn't have any biases, and that she continues to learn about other people's cultures and to not to be afraid to ask open questions to their clients about their cultural, religious, or racial identity. And she always uses language that's respectful. The second part is the course and the reflection. And I have to say, I'm really glad I took this course. I earned my master's degree in school counseling back in 1993. So it's been quite a long time since I've been in graduate school. I now want to get my LPC, which is why I'm back in school. And this course allowed me to see the different aspects of counseling. I've only worked with children, and I would like to work with adults one day. And the part that I wanted to specifically bring up is that because I work in a public high school, there's no integration of faith and counseling when I'm talking to my students. And I really look forward to exploring that more in my training. I know how helpful it could be with the right clients. I am very spiritual and I find comfort in my faith, and I know others do too. And I want to be able to help my clients without crossing the line or offending them in any way. Of course, my client doesn't have to be of the same faith. We just have to have mutual respect and understanding. And in our book, by Simmons et al., it said that our training to become a future professional counselor is learning how to be true to their faith without imposing values on clients. And this is what I believe and I think is very important. And so I'm very glad that I took this course. Thank you.